Captain Leo stood on the bridge of the warship HFY, his hands gripping the railing as he watched the stars stretch across the dark sky. The ship was small, old-fashioned, and clunky compared to the sleek alien warships that patrolled the nearby systems. Its hull was scratched in places, and its engines emitted a low hum that sounded almost gentle. The alien fleets would laugh if they saw it. The crew was tense but determined. Humans were the youngest spacefaring species in the galaxy, and everyone else saw them as weak and unpredictable. Yet despite the size and appearance of HFY, Leo believed it could make a difference. He had spent years training his crew to think creatively, to trust their instincts, and to act boldly even when the odds seemed impossible. Lieutenant Mara, the ship's tactical officer, approached the captain with a tablet in her hand. "Captain, sensors detect an alien scout ship approaching. They are sleek, heavily armed, and moving fast." Leo nodded. "I see them." "Let's give them a warm human welcome." He smiled, but inside he felt a ripple of nervousness. The humans were outmatched in technology and numbers, but Leo had a plan. The scout ship appeared on the view screen, glinting in the starlight. Its design was elegant, streamlined, and obviously built for speed. The alien pilot waved a hand as if to greet them, but there was no mistaking the hostility in their movements. HFY was nothing like the warships they were used to. It had a boxy shape, extra antennas sticking out in odd directions, and weapons that looked bulky and old-fashioned. "Sir, they are signaling us," said Mara. Leo tilted his head. "Let's see what they want." The message appeared on the screen. "Prepare to be destroyed. Humans are weak and foolish." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Humans were used to being underestimated, but that did not make the moment any less tense. Leo took a deep breath and said, "All stations, battle positions. But remember, we are not going to fight them like they expect. We are going to confuse them." HFY's engines roared as it moved into position. The alien scout seemed confident, almost playful, weaving through space as if it were performing a dance. Leo's ship followed an unpredictable path, moving left, then right, then suddenly forward. The humans called it chaos, but Leo called it strategy. "Target their engines and weapons, but keep your firing patterns random," Leo ordered. "Do not act like a normal human ship. Be unpredictable." The alien ship blinked in surprise. Its weapons fired, but HFY twisted and turned in ways the alien pilot could not anticipate. Each shot missed by a wide margin. The crew of HFY held their breath as the alien craft tried to correct its aim, but Leo's maneuvers were too unusual to track. Mara grinned. "They don't know what to do. They are missing every shot." Leo nodded. "Good, now hit their weapons. Fire carefully but unpredictably." The ship's cannons roared. Bullets of energy streaked through space and hit the alien ship's weapon systems with surprising accuracy. The scout's weapons failed and the pilot scrambled to recover. Within moments, the alien ship spun out of control and fled, leaving a trail of sparks behind it. The crew cheered quietly. They knew this was only the first encounter, but it was a victory that no one had expected. Even the aliens were shocked. How could a small, simple ship destroy one of their fast and well-equipped scouts? Leo watched the scout retreat and said, "Remember this, crew. We are underestimated. That is our strength. The galaxy thinks we are foolish, weak, or dumb. We will use that to our advantage." The humans worked quickly to repair minor damage and stabilize the ship. HFY might have looked awkward, but it had survived its first battle. The crew felt a mix of relief and excitement. They knew the aliens would not forget this encounter, and they also knew that many more challenges awaited. Mara turned to Leo. "Captain, other fleets will hear about this. They will come prepared next time." Leo smiled. "Let them come. We will be ready, not because we have the best technology, but because we have something they cannot predict: human creativity and courage." As the stars stretched endlessly around them, the crew of HFY felt something new. They were small and their ship was simple, but they were part of something bigger than themselves. The humans were no longer just a young species in a galaxy dominated by others. They were a wild card, unpredictable and fearless. The HFY moved forward, leaving the scene of its first victory behind. Leo knew the real journey was just beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of danger and wonder, but he trusted his crew. Together they would face the unknown. Together they would prove that even the smallest human ship, the simplest and dumbest in the eyes of others, could change the course of the galaxy. The stars sparkled ahead, and the humans of HFY sailed toward their destiny, ready for the next challenge. The crew of HFY barely had time to celebrate their first victory when the sensors picked up another signal. This time it was a full alien warship approaching at high speed. It was larger and more heavily armed than the scout they had just defeated. The ship's design was sharp, elegant, and clearly built for destruction. The crew could feel the tension rising. Captain Leo stood at the bridge, his eyes fixed on the approaching enemy. "They are bigger, faster, and stronger," he said. "But that does not mean we cannot win. Remember, they expect us to fight like everyone else. We will not give them that advantage." Lieutenant Mara quickly analyzed the enemy's movements. "Captain, their weapons are charged. They are ready to fire. If we do not act carefully, HFY could be destroyed in seconds." Leo smiled slightly. "Then we will act unpredictably. Prepare the crew. All stations follow my lead." The alien warship opened fire almost immediately. Streams of energy bolts cut through the void, aiming directly at HFY. The crew braced themselves as the first wave passed by harmlessly. Leo had ordered the ship to weave in strange, unexpected patterns. The movements were awkward and random, but they worked. The alien fire missed every shot. "Shields holding at full power," reported Engineer Rena. She wiped sweat from her forehead. "We can take a few more shots, but they are adjusting. We need to strike soon." Leo nodded. "Tactical. Find weak points in their formation. We will hit where they are least prepared." Mara studied the alien ship and noticed a pattern. "Captain, they are fast and strong, but their weapon tracking relies on predicting straight lines. They cannot adapt to unpredictable movement." "Exactly," said Leo. "That is why we are different. Humans are unpredictable. We think in ways they cannot anticipate." He turned to the crew. "Prepare the cannons. Fire only when I give the signal." The alien ship closed in, confident it could overwhelm the smaller human vessel. Its pilots were certain this would be an easy victory. Leo held his breath as the ship moved in closer, making strange, jerky maneuvers that seemed reckless but were calculated in their randomness. The aliens fired again. Energy bolts streaked through space, but each one missed by meters. The crew cheered quietly, but Leo did not relax. "Keep focus," he ordered. "Wait for the right moment." Suddenly Mara spotted a gap. "Captain, their weapon systems have a delay after each shot. If we strike now, we can disable their main cannons." "Good. Fire at their weapon arrays in sequence. Do not aim for the hull yet," Leo instructed. The cannons of HFY roared. Energy blasts hit the alien ship's weapons with surprising accuracy, causing sparks and small explosions across its surface. The alien ship wobbled, trying to recover, but the humans' unpredictable maneuvers made it impossible to aim properly. The aliens realized something strange was happening. "This is not normal," one of their commanders said. "They are too random. They should be easier to predict," Leo grinned. "Humans are not normal. We adapt. We improvise, and we act when others do not expect it." The alien ship tried to fire again, but its main weapons were damaged. HFY moved in closer, still dodging every shot with awkward, unpredictable turns. The crew felt a rush of excitement and fear. Each maneuver was risky, but it worked perfectly. "Now, Captain," Mara said, "hit the engines. We can stop them from fleeing." Leo nodded. The cannons fired again. Energy bolts struck the alien ship's engines and flames erupted from its thrusters. The enemy ship began to spin out of control. The alien pilots struggled to maintain their course, but it was too late. HFY had disabled their main weapons and engines without suffering any serious damage. The alien warship finally broke apart, drifting silently through space. The crew of HFY cheered loudly, hugging each other and laughing with relief. They had survived their first real battle, and they had won against a stronger and faster enemy. Leo watched the wreckage with pride. "This is only the beginning," he said. "They think humans are weak, foolish, and unprepared. That is our advantage. Our creativity and unpredictability make us stronger than they expect." Mara smiled. "We have proven ourselves today, Captain. Other alien fleets will hear about this and think twice before underestimating humans again." "Yes," Leo replied, "and we will be ready. We will continue to rely on our instincts and creativity. The galaxy does not know what humans are capable of yet, but soon they will learn." The crew went to work repairing minor damage and checking the ship's systems. HFY had survived, but the journey ahead would only get more dangerous. Captain Leo knew that the human species was still young in the galaxy, but he also knew that humans had something no other species could match: boldness, courage, and the ability to think in ways that others could never predict. As the stars stretched ahead, The humans of Hopefire felt a new confidence. They had faced a real enemy and emerged victorious. They were no longer just young explorers in a vast and dangerous galaxy. They were warriors, unpredictable and fearless, ready to take on anything the universe could throw at them. Captain Leo looked at the crew and said, "Prepare for the next challenge. The galaxy is larger and more dangerous than we can imagine, but together, we can face it. Humans may seem small and foolish, but we have already proven that even the simplest ship can defeat the strongest enemy." The crew nodded, their spirits high. The stars called to them, and Hopefire moved forward into the unknown, ready for adventure, battle, and glory. After the battle with the alien warship, Hopefire continued its patrol through the outer systems. The victory was still fresh in the minds of the crew, and there was an energy aboard the ship that had not been there before. Captain Leo walked through the corridors, observing his crew at work. Engineers checked the engines, gunners cleaned the cannons, and scouts scanned the surrounding space for any signs of trouble. Everyone moved with quiet confidence. Lieutenant Mara joined him on the bridge. "Captain, I have received incoming reports from nearby systems," she said. "Word of Hopefire's victories is spreading. Several colonies have sent messages of congratulations, and some alien worlds are sending warnings." Leo raised an eyebrow. "Warnings? From whom?" Mara smiled. "From the species that thought we were weak. They are starting to realize that humans are not so easy to defeat. Some fleets are preparing to respond, but they are cautious now." Leo nodded. "Good, let them think. Let them plan. By the time they act, we will be ready." As they traveled through the stars, strange rumors began reaching Hopefire. Aliens whispered in spaceports about the dumb human ship that could not be destroyed. Merchants and traders spoke of a small, awkward human warship that had defeated more than one enemy fleet. Even diplomats began mentioning Hopefire in cautious tones during negotiations. The crew was amazed by the attention. Mara said, "Captain, it is almost like the galaxy is paying attention to us for the first time. Humans are being noticed, and they are curious." Leo leaned against the railing. "Curiosity can be dangerous for our enemies. They expect humans to be weak or foolish, and that expectation is our advantage. We will continue to act unpredictably. They will never understand how we fight." The ship's sensors detected another signal, but this one was different. It was not hostile. A small alien transport approached with peaceful intentions. The pilot hailed Hopefire. "We have heard of your victories. We wish to speak with you. Our species wants to understand humans better before conflict arises." Leo nodded. "Bring them aboard. Let us see what they want." The transport docked, and a group of small green-skinned aliens entered the bridge. They looked nervous but respectful. One of them spoke. "Captain Leo, your ship has defeated opponents that were stronger, faster, and better equipped. Our people have never seen such unpredictability in battle." "How is it possible?" Leo smiled. "It is simple. Humans are not always predictable. We think in ways others cannot. Our strength is not only in our technology, but in our creativity, our courage, and our willingness to take risks others would avoid." The aliens exchanged amazed looks. "We have never considered that possibility. Your victories are a warning to us. Your species is stronger than we believed," Mara added. "Captain, this is only the beginning. More species will hear about us, and they will start to take humans seriously. They will adjust their strategies, but humans will always have the advantage of creativity." Leo nodded. "That is why we must continue to patrol, continue to fight when necessary, and continue to surprise them. We are the young species in this galaxy, but our unpredictability makes us dangerous." As the transport left, the crew realized how far-reaching the rumors had become. Traders, explorers, and even distant warlords were now aware of Hopefire. The galaxy was beginning to see humans not as weak or foolish, but as clever and courageous. Despite the growing reputation, life aboard Hopefire remained focused and disciplined. Engineers worked on upgrades, but nothing flashy or unnecessary. The crew trained constantly, practicing maneuvers and tactics that seemed strange but were highly effective. Leo encouraged everyone to think creatively. Every decision, every strategy, was designed to exploit the expectations of others. The humans also learned more about the galaxy during this time. They visited new colonies, traded for supplies, and discovered species they had never seen before. Many aliens looked at them with a mix of fear and curiosity. Humans had a reputation now, and everyone wanted to know if the stories were true. One day, a message arrived from the Galactic Council. It was formal but cautious. Captain Leo, your actions have attracted attention. The Council requests that humans participate in discussions regarding galaxy security. Leo read the message and smiled. It seems we are being recognized. The galaxy is beginning to realize that humans are not to be ignored. Mara leaned closer. Captain, our victories are more than just battles. They are symbols. Every enemy we defeat, every fleet we surprise tells the galaxy that humans are not weak. Hopefire has become more than a ship. It is a message. Leo looked out at the stars. Exactly. And that message will spread further with every action we take. Humans may be young, but we are bold. We are unpredictable. And we are capable of achieving more than anyone expects. As Hopefire moved into uncharted space, the crew felt a sense of purpose stronger than ever. They were no longer just explorers. They were representatives of humanity, showing the galaxy that courage, creativity, and determination could triumph over technology, experience, and numbers. The rumors of the dumb human ship that defeats all enemies would continue to spread. Every system, every fleet, every alien commander would soon learn that underestimating humans was a mistake. Hopefire had become a symbol of hope, a challenge to arrogance and proof that even the simplest humans could achieve greatness. Captain Leo turned to his crew. Prepare for what comes next. The galaxy is watching, and we will continue to show them what humans can do. Our journey is just beginning. The stars stretched before them, full of opportunity and danger, and the humans of Hopefire sailed forward, ready to face the unknown, ready to prove that courage and creativity could change the galaxy forever. The crew of Hopefire had become used to attention, but they had also learned to expect danger. Rumors of the dumb human ship that defeats all enemies had spread throughout the nearby systems, and not all attention was friendly. Alien fleets that had once ignored humans now studied their every move, planning to destroy the unpredictable human ship. Captain Leo stood on the bridge, scanning the nearby space lanes. Sensors show multiple unknown ships approaching from the system ahead, he said. The display lit up with blips moving in formation. They are bigger, faster, and more organized than anything we have faced. This is a coordinated ambush. Lieutenant Mara leaned over the tactical console. Captain, they have positioned themselves around the mining colony. They are ready to trap us if we take the obvious path. Leo rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Good. That gives us an opportunity. We will not fight them like a normal ship. We will use their expectations against them. The humans quickly prepared for the ambush. Engineers checked the engines and weapons crews ran drills that seemed strange but precise. Everyone on Hopefire trusted Leo's instincts even when the plan looked risky. The alien fleet opened fire as Hopefire entered the system. Bright energy streams streaked toward the human ship, but Leo had already begun his unusual maneuvers. The ship twisted, spun, and zigzagged in patterns no alien pilot could predict. The enemy fire missed by wide margins. Shields holding, reported Engineer Rena. Their weapons cannot track us accurately. Mara watched the enemy ships. Captain, their formation is tight. They are trying to force us into the middle of the colony. But we can use the asteroid field nearby to our advantage. Leo nodded. Exactly. We will lure them into a trap. All stations, follow my orders carefully. Timing will be everything. Hopefire moved closer to the center of the ambush. The alien ships anticipated a simple retreat, expecting the humans to flee. Instead, Leo made the ship accelerate directly toward the heart of their formation. The aliens were caught off guard. They fired frantically, but Hopefire's unpredictable maneuvers made targeting impossible. Energy bolts streaked past harmlessly. The humans had turned chaos into a weapon. Mara analyzed the movements. Captain, if we continue like this, we can force the ships to collide or interfere with each other. Their formation is too tight to adjust quickly. Good, said Leo. Now prepare the cannons. We will hit multiple targets simultaneously to maximize confusion. The crew fired, targeting the engines and weapon systems of the alien ships. Sparks flew, and several ships veered out of control, colliding with one another or spinning away from the battle. The alien fleet struggled to recover, but every attempt was countered by Hopefire's strange and unpredictable maneuvers. The mining colony below watched in awe. Humans had arrived in a simple, clunky ship, yet they were outsmarting a fleet that had once seemed unstoppable. The aliens had underestimated human courage, creativity, and instinct. Captain, their flagship is moving to coordinate the fleet, Mara said. They are trying to regain control, but our tactics are too unexpected. Leo smiled. Let them come. They will not anticipate what we do next. Hopefire veered into a narrow channel between large asteroids. The aliens hesitated, unsure if they could follow safely. The human ship moved carefully, using the asteroids to block incoming fire and force the enemy into tight spaces. One by one, alien ships collided with asteroids or with each other, unable to maneuver in time. The crew of Hopefire felt a rush of excitement and relief. Their risky strategy was working perfectly. Every move seemed reckless, yet it was precise in its unpredictability. Humans had turned what looked like chaos into control. Captain, the fleet is breaking apart, Mara reported. They cannot adjust to our movements. Their formation is destroyed and several ships are disabled or retreating. Leo nodded. Good work, everyone. This is why humans survive. We think differently. We act when others hesitate. We turn weakness into strength. As the last of the enemy ships fled, the crew cheered. They had protected the colony and defeated a fleet far larger and better equipped than themselves. Hopefire had done the impossible again. After the battle, Leo addressed the crew. Today we showed the galaxy that humans are not to be underestimated. They may have advanced technology and powerful weapons, but they cannot predict courage, creativity, or instinct. That is our true advantage, Mara added. Captain, the story of this battle will spread faster than ever. The galaxy will soon know that Hopefire is more than just a ship. It is a symbol of human ingenuity. Leo looked out at the stars, thinking of the challenges ahead. We have proven ourselves once more, but we cannot be complacent. The galaxy will adapt and we must continue to evolve. Remember, it is not the size or strength of the ship that matters, but the mind and heart of those who sail it. The crew of Hopefire worked quickly to repair minor damage and prepare for the next journey. Their victory had secured the mining colony, strengthened human reputation, and shown the galaxy that even the simplest human ship could triumph over superior forces. As they left the system, the stars stretched endlessly ahead. The humans of Hopefire felt stronger, more confident, and ready for whatever challenges the galaxy might send. They knew that unpredictability, courage, and creativity were more powerful than any weapon, and that these qualities would guide them through every battle yet to come. Captain Leo turned to his crew with a calm but determined expression. We are small, but we are unstoppable when we work together. The galaxy will soon learn that humans cannot be predicted, and that is exactly how we will survive. The ship sailed forward, leaving a trail of light among the stars, ready to face new enemies, new adventures, and the unknown dangers that awaited humanity in the vast galaxy. The victory at the mining colony had spread across the galaxy. Captain Leo and his crew of Hopefire had become the subject of whispered stories in every star system. Yet with fame came new challenges. The supreme commander of the alien forces, Varkon, had taken notice. His flagship, massive and heavily armed, now moved toward human space with the intention of destroying Hopefire and proving that humans were no match for true power. Leo stood on the bridge, watching the stars streak past as they traveled toward the rendezvous point. The crew was tense, but their confidence was high. Every member knew that the upcoming battle would be unlike anything they had faced before. Lieutenant Mara studied the sensor readings. Captain, Varkon's flagship is enormous. Its weapons can destroy Hopefire in seconds if they hit. They are highly organized and disciplined. We cannot fight them head-on. Leo nodded. Exactly. That is why we will not fight them like anyone expects. Humans survive by being unpredictable, by taking risks others would avoid, and by using their own strength against them. The massive silhouette of Varkon's flagship appeared on the view screen. Its dark, sharp hull gleamed under the starlight. Energy cannons lined every side ready to fire. The Supreme Commander had brought a fleet with him, but Hopefire was small and fast, and its crew was clever. Captain, their fleet is forming a blockade, Mara reported. They intend to trap us before we can even maneuver. Leo studied the display. Good, let them try. We will lead them where we want. Prepare all stations. Follow my commands exactly. We are about to show them the power of human unpredictability. Hopefire began a series of strange maneuvers. The ship weaved and spun through the asteroid field near the system, seemingly without plan. Energy beams from Varkon's fleet followed, but none could hit their target. The Supreme Commander's eyes narrowed as he realized that his experience and discipline were of little use against such erratic movement. Mara shouted, Captain, Their flagship is adjusting. They are predicting straight lines now, Leo smiled. Good, that is exactly what we want. They will fire with confidence, expecting us to follow simple patterns. Now we change the rules. Full thrust to the left, then reverse vector. Fire at their engines and weapon systems. The cannons of Hopefire fired in perfect sequence, targeting the flagship's engines. Sparks erupted as the massive vessel struggled to maintain control. Smaller ships tried to support it, but each one collided with debris or another ship because of Hopefire's unpredictable path. The Supreme Commander's voice boomed over the communication channel. Humans. How can such a small, clumsy ship cause this much damage? Cease your attacks and surrender, Leo replied calmly. Humans do not surrender. We adapt, we survive, and we fight with courage. You cannot predict us, Commander. Varkon's flagship fired a concentrated blast at Hopefire. The human ship twisted sharply at the last moment, dodging the energy stream. The blast hit a nearby asteroid, causing it to explode and scatter debris across the enemy fleet. Ships collided or were forced off course. Hopefire moved through the chaos as if it had been planned all along. Captain, they are struggling to regroup, Mara said. Their flagship is damaged and their fleet is scattered. Leo nodded. Good, now we finish this. Target the remaining weapon systems and engines. Do not aim for the hull yet. Let chaos be our ally. The crew fired again, hitting key points on the enemy ships. Explosions erupted across the fleet as they collided with asteroids and each other. The Supreme Commander tried to coordinate his forces, but his strategies were useless against the unpredictability of human movement. Finally, Varkon's flagship spun out of control. Its massive weapon systems failed and it drifted helplessly in space. Hopefire had survived against the galaxy's most powerful warlord, and the Supreme Commander's fleet was in disarray. Mara grinned. Captain, we did it. The flagship is disabled and the fleet is retreating. Leo allowed himself a small smile. Yes, humans have survived once again, not because of superior firepower, but because we are unpredictable, courageous, and creative. Varkon underestimated us, and that is his mistake. The crew cheered quietly. They had faced the ultimate challenge so far, and had emerged victorious. Every member felt pride and excitement, knowing they had defended not just themselves but humanity's reputation across the galaxy. Leo addressed the crew. Today we showed the galaxy that humans are a force to be reckoned with. Our strength is not only in weapons or ships, but in the way we think and act. Courage, creativity, and unpredictability can defeat even the strongest enemy. Mara added, Captain, the story of this battle will spread faster than ever. Every species in this region will hear of Hopefire's victory. Humans are no longer underestimated. Leo looked at the stars ahead. Exactly. This is only the beginning. The galaxy will continue to challenge us. But every time they think they understand us, we will surprise them. That is the advantage humans have. The ability to think differently and act boldly. Hopefire moved forward, leaving the battlefield behind. The Supreme Commander's fleet was scattered, their pride wounded and their plans disrupted. Humans had proven that even a small, simple ship, when commanded with courage and creativity, could defeat the galaxy's strongest opponents. The crew worked quickly to repair minor damage and resupply weapons. Spirits were high and confidence had grown. Captain Leo knew that even greater challenges awaited, but he also knew that humans would face them with the same ingenuity and courage that had carried them this far. As the stars stretched endlessly before them, Hopefire sailed onward. Humans had proven themselves once more. They were no longer just explorers or young species in a vast galaxy. They were unpredictable, fearless, and capable of greatness, and that message would continue to spread with every victory they earned. After their victory against Supreme Commander Varkon, the humans aboard Hopefire became more than just a story. They became a symbol. Across nearby systems, aliens whispered about the unpredictable human ship that cannot be defeated. Traders, explorers, and even military commanders took careful note of Captain Leo and his crew. The galaxy began to understand that humans were not just clever in technology, but clever in thought. Captain Leo walked along the corridors of the ship, observing the crew. Each member moved with confidence now. Engineers checked systems without hesitation. Weapons officers practiced maneuvers and scouts monitored the stars for potential threats. Humans had survived impossible encounters before, but now they carried themselves with the pride of experience. Lieutenant Mara joined him on the bridge, her tablet filled with reports. Captain, more fleets are reporting sightings of HFY. Some are sending messages asking for terms, while others are preparing for potential attacks. They want to understand humans better before engaging. Leo nodded. Exactly what we want. Humans are still young in this galaxy, but our unpredictability is our advantage. Let them watch. Let them worry. And let them underestimate us at their own risk. The human ship traveled to a small neutral system where traders and diplomats gathered. Aliens from multiple species approached cautiously, their curiosity obvious. A group of diplomats requested a meeting. They were small, gray-skinned beings with large eyes, and they moved in careful, synchronized steps. Captain Leo, one of the diplomats began, your ship and crew have accomplished feats that no one believed possible. Your tactics are unusual. Your unpredictability has allowed humans to survive and defeat superior forces. We wish to learn from you, Leo smiled. Humans are not predictable. We act in ways that others cannot expect. That is why we survive. Technology alone does not make a ship powerful. Creativity, courage, and quick thinking do. The diplomats looked impressed, and word spread quickly. Humans were no longer seen as weak or foolish. They were becoming the galaxy's wild card. Any enemy who tried to predict human actions found themselves surprised at every turn. Mara reported, Captain, some fleets are hesitant to attack now. They fear the unpredictability of humans more than they fear our weapons. Leo nodded. Good, fear is a tool. Let them think before they act. Humans may not have the largest fleets, but we have something others do not. The ability to think differently, to take risks, and to act boldly when needed. The crew continued their training, refining their strategies. Every day they practiced maneuvers that looked reckless but were carefully planned to maximize unpredictability. Humans learned that the smallest change, a sudden turn or an unexpected attack could decide the outcome of a battle. One day a report came from a distant system. An alien fleet had tried to invade a human colony. They believed humans would fight in predictable ways. The fleet found themselves outmatched. HFY had arrived just in time, leading humans in a series of clever maneuvers. The aliens had been confused, unable to predict human tactics, and had been forced to retreat. Mara said proudly, Captain, this shows exactly what we have been teaching. Humans may not be the strongest, but no one can predict us. That is our greatest power. Leo looked at the stars and said, Humans have survived because we are unpredictable. We are clever, resourceful, and willing to take risks that others will not. That is why the galaxy will remember us. That is why humans will survive no matter how many powerful enemies rise against us. The humans of HFY traveled to more systems, helping colonies under threat, defending trade routes, and occasionally confronting enemy fleets. Each encounter taught them something new, and each victory spread their reputation further. Aliens began to treat humans with caution and respect. Humans were no longer just newcomers. They were unpredictable warriors capable of changing the course of any conflict. Captain Leo gathered the crew on the bridge one evening. We have done more than survive, he said. We have shown the galaxy that humans are not weak. Our strength is not in our size or our weapons. It is in our courage, our creativity, and our willingness to face the unknown. HFY is proof that even the simplest human ship can change the galaxy. The crew nodded, understanding the responsibility they carried. They were no longer just explorers or soldiers. They were ambassadors of humanity's courage and ingenuity. As HFY sailed onward, stars glittered across the void and humans prepared for whatever challenges awaited. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers, but humans had proven that unpredictability, courage, and creativity could overcome even the strongest forces. From that day on, alien fleets approached humans with caution. Diplomats sought alliances instead of conflict. Even the most powerful warlords hesitated to attack, knowing that humans could act in ways no one could predict. The galaxy had learned that humans were the wild card, capable of turning any situation to their advantage. Leo watched the stars, feeling a quiet pride. Humans were young, but they were strong in ways others did not understand. Every challenge they faced, every enemy they surprised, proved that the human spirit was a force to be reckoned with. The crew of HFY worked, trained, and traveled forward. They had become the galaxy's unpredictable force, a symbol of courage and ingenuity, and the story of humans as the wild card of the galaxy would continue to grow. inspiring both allies and enemies alike. Captain Leo turned to the crew and said, "Prepare for the next adventure. The galaxy is watching, and humans will continue to show what we are capable of. Creativity, courage, and unpredictability will guide us, and nothing can stop us when we work together." The ship moved forward, leaving a trail of light among the stars. Humans had become a new force in the galaxy, proving that even the simplest ship, in the hands of brave and clever people, could change the future. The humans of Hopefire had traveled far since their first encounter with the alien scout ship. Each battle, each victory had strengthened their reputation. Across the galaxy, whispers of the dumb human ship that defeats all enemies had turned into stories of awe and respect. Aliens now approached humans with caution, and many began to see them as a force to be reckoned with. Captain Leo stood on the bridge, watching the stars streak past. The galaxy was vast and unpredictable, yet humans had proven themselves time and again. Despite the size of their ship, despite the odds, the crew had survived every encounter. Their strength lay not in advanced technology, but in their creativity, courage, and ability to think in ways others could not anticipate. Lieutenant Mara joined him, her expression calm but thoughtful. "Captain, we have received messages from multiple species. They are seeking alliances, offering resources, and even requesting human advisors for tactical decisions. Our reputation has reached systems far beyond our patrol routes." Leo nodded. "Humans are no longer just young explorers. We have become a symbol of unpredictability and courage. The galaxy is beginning to understand that even the simplest human ship, in the hands of a brave crew, can achieve what others cannot." Engineer Rena walked past, giving a small salute. "Captain, the ship is running perfectly. The crew is ready for anything, and I have made several upgrades that enhance our maneuverability without changing the simplicity of Hopefire." Leo smiled. "Good work. That is exactly what we need. We do not need flashy technology to win. We need skill, creativity, and courage. That is what makes humans different." The crew gathered on the bridge as another report arrived. A coalition of alien species had invited humans to a summit to discuss security and cooperation across the galaxy. Leo read the message aloud. "Captain Leo, the humans of Hopefire have proven their worth. We request your presence to guide discussions and offer your insight on unpredictable threats and strategies." Mara grinned. "Captain, they are acknowledging our tactics as a model. Humans are now respected, not feared, but respected. They want to learn from us." Leo looked out at the stars, feeling a sense of pride. This is more than victory in battles. It is proof that courage, creativity, and unpredictability can reshape the galaxy. Humans may not have the largest fleets or the most advanced weapons, but we have something far stronger: the ability to think differently and act boldly. The humans of Hopefire traveled to the summit. Representatives from multiple species greeted them with curiosity and respect. Each diplomat and officer had heard stories of the human ship that defied expectations. Captain Leo spoke clearly and confidently, explaining the principles that guided human tactics: unpredictability, creative thinking, and courage under pressure. Diplomats and military leaders listened intently. They asked questions about how humans approached battles, how they made decisions, and how they trained their crews. Leo and Mara explained that humans relied on instinct and creativity, turning what others considered weaknesses into strengths. By the end of the summit, humans had not only earned respect, but they had established themselves as advisors, guides, and allies across multiple systems. They had proven that being unpredictable, thinking creatively, and having the courage to act boldly were qualities that no technology or experience could replace. As Hopefire returned to human space, the crew reflected on how far they had come. They had faced impossible odds, defeated stronger enemies, and changed the perception of humanity across the galaxy. The once dumb human ship was now a legend, a symbol of what courage and ingenuity could achieve. Leo addressed the crew on the bridge. "We have shown the galaxy that humans are not weak. Every enemy we have faced, every challenge we have overcome, proves that our strength lies not in size or technology, but in our spirit. Humans are brave, creative, and unpredictable, and that is what makes us unstoppable." Mara added, "Captain, our journey has inspired others. Humans are no longer underestimated. Colonies feel safer knowing that humans can stand against any threat, and even some alien fleets approach us with caution and respect." The crew nodded, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. They were no longer just young explorers or soldiers. They were ambassadors of the human spirit, proof that courage, creativity, and ingenuity could change the galaxy. As HFY sailed through the stars, humans continued to explore new systems, defend vulnerable colonies, and face challenges with the same unpredictable strategies that had made them legendary. Their victories inspired hope in allies and fear in enemies. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Humans could not be predicted, and underestimating them was a grave mistake. Captain Leo looked out at the endless expanse of stars. We are just one ship, and yet we have changed the course of the galaxy. Humans are small, young and simple compared to many species, but we are powerful in ways no one expected. That is the truth of who we are. The crew of HFY smiled, knowing that they had accomplished something extraordinary. The galaxy had learned to respect humans, and their adventures would continue to spread tales of courage, creativity, and unpredictability. The stars stretched ahead, full of new challenges and opportunities. Humans had proven that even the simplest ship, commanded by brave and clever people, could face the strongest enemies and emerge victorious. They had earned their place in the galaxy, and their story was only beginning. Captain Leo turned to his crew. Prepare for the next mission. We will continue to explore, defend, and inspire. Humans will always find a way to survive, adapt, and triumph, because that is what makes us who we are. The ship moved forward, leaving a trail of light among the stars. Humanity had entered a new era of respect and influence. HFY had become a legend, and the humans aboard it had shown the galaxy the true power of creativity, courage, and unpredictability. The galaxy would never forget the human ship that seemed simple and clumsy, yet destroyed every enemy that dared challenge it.